What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Farming Sim. I'm joined by David.
Hey everyone, how's it going?
Slightly
Checking
confused.
the wheel nuts are tight.
I was gonna say, slightly confused what you're doing, but you know.
Checking the wheel nuts are tight.
Okay. So, have you got a?
I've got a tractor and I can use. Yep, you've got that big one.
Yeah, I've got to say you have got a mower, haven't you?
Yeah, we've got that big yellow one, don't we? Yeah, we do.
Yeah. So if you remember, last time we had finished planting this field. Now I've got to roll it. David replanted the grass.
Yeah, we've now made field 9 is now one big grass field. Now we're gonna have to wait. I think what we'll have to do is wait for both sides to grow, mow them, then we can get it 100% fertilized.
Yep.
Because at the moment, part of it will be ready to harvest next time. Part of it will be a month after. We'll just have to sort of level them off.
Yeah.
But like our spinach field has started growing, looks amazing. That massive canola field has started growing.
Are you actually unfolding then, or? Right.
You have to buy me dinner first.
So I'm now starting to roll.
Luckily, thanks to that massive roller, that is not going to be a big job at all.
No. Not at all. So, I don't know if we've actually talked about it. Did we talk about Did we talk about project coaches?
I think I'd mentioned it to you and asked you. I thought it'd be something you'd be really interested in. You kind of, I won't say shunned it off, but almost didn't sound as
I'm waiting to
excited about it as I would have thought you would have been.
It's not that. I'm waiting to see more. To be honest, because it's going to be a DLC. It is going to be a DLC as part of the main game, so it's not a separate game. It is.
So I wonder how that's going to work then. I wonder if you'll be able to swap between buses and trucks just as and when.
Kind of curious myself about that, because I noticed that from what reading I did, that it is obviously taking place in the same universe, because it's going to be the same as the cars as well, which makes me wonder.
Obviously, that's in the American version.
Yeah.
At the moment, the cars aren't coming to the Euro Truck, that's just ATS.
Yeah, it's just going to ATS as part of Road Trip. But now, obviously, ETS has just SES, sorry, have just announced Iceland.
Yep.
A couple of days after project.
Which is kind of interesting, but at the same time, you know, my opinion is that map mods from SCS don't get me too excited anymore, because I actually just generally think pro mods do it better.
Yeah.
As I've said to you before, if it was up to me, I'd tell SCS, look, forget about maps, leave that to maybe bung pro mod some development money and let them get on with that and let SCS work on other aspects of the game. But
well, I believe one of the ex-pro mod guys is actually working on.
Yeah, well, he went over to SCS officially, didn't he?
Yeah, no, what I'm saying is, he's actually working on the project coaches thing.
Oh, right.
From what I was reading in the blog post, they've showed some of what the coaches are going to look like. They're actually not. They're not bad. They're not going to be.
Are they not officially branded ones yet?
Unsure because of the render, but they look like VDLs, to be honest.
Right.
I mean, they've got
because there was already the traffic coaches in the game, wasn't there?
Yeah, they're not. They sort of look like them, but they're not. If that makes sense.
No, I get what you're saying. It's like if you ever go back to, I think it was actually more the first Euro Truck game, and you could tell the truck models were meant to be kind of like the real trucks, but not.
If you think back. Yeah, it was like the
I think
Mercedes
even
and
when
stuff.
Euro Truck 2 launched, yeah, Merc weren't in it, were they, at launch?
No. You know, there wasn't a lot of licensing in place. But I think once the truck manufacturers saw how big the game was getting and how much popularity it was getting,
it's only changed the tune.
Kind of swayed them a little bit, I think. Hence,
which is good. We're glad the game works the way it does.
Yeah, but the problem was it was like this. It was like Farm Sim.
I think it's like FS13 didn't have any like branded official equipment, did it? That was all.
No.
That's where the Lizard brand officially really came from.
And I feel sorry for Massey Ferguson. I do. And people are like, well, why? Because Massey Ferguson used this platform to launch
the AS.
The AS. And to see how the game's kind of gone, if I'm all honest.
I mean, you're saying that while I'm sat here in the 9S, so...
Yeah, but if I'm being honest, was it a good thing for them? Or was it not?
It was certainly something different, wasn't it? Which I think that was what they were going for, because let's be honest, it's very rare that you hear about tractor launches.
No, I actually got an invite to the 8S livestream. Oh.
What have you got wrong?
Nothing. Yet. And then we had other news of, like, there is going to be Spaceballs 2.
I know, as I put to you in our message today, like, Spaceballs 2 is announced with the original Dark Helmet and Lone Star.
And Yogurt.
And Yoga. And we've got the new Naked Gun coming.
Yeah, obviously...
What a time to be a fan of comedy films.
They have to get a new voice for Dot Matrix.
Well, they've got to do something. They can't, Barth ain't coming back.
Now, as I was talking to Tim. Was I talking to Tim? Or was it you?
I don't think it was me.
So I reckon that obviously Lone Star is going to have another companion.
Yeah.
And it is going to be another Morg.
What's the bet they call it, like Hurl or something like that?
Yeah.
You know what? Come on, that is right up Mel Brooks' street, is that?
Yeah.
Because obviously Barth was the original.
But I wonder how they're going to introduce... I wonder how they're going to play the whole, well, Barth's not around anymore sort of thing.
I mean, you've got to look at the way that Naked Gun trailer did it. I think they did it really well. They had the whole line of people, they turned out to be all their kids.
Yeah.
Did you watch that video I sent you? Because that is an official trailer now.
Yeah.
They're taking a very different line, which they were going to, because obviously it's not Leslie Nielsen.
Yes, but it's not. It's Seth MacFarlane, for Christ's sake.
Which that actually gives me confidence, because generally speaking, I quite like his stuff. He knows comedy.
what was it? A Million Ways to Die in the
Million Ways
West.
to Die in the... I love that. That's a great film.
And Liam Neeson's in that.
Yeah. You know, Ted, which I actually never rated overly highly, but I know is generally well liked.
Fucking... The original Ted was good. Ted 2 was okay. But, no, the original Ted was just... Oh, I can't remember what the guy's name's called that played Donnie in it. And it's just this one bit from Ted that always sticks in my head. Was Ted's hiding amongst other teddy bears that look like him. Because Donnie's chasing him. And he basically starts singing Sweet Caroline. And Ted just...
Yeah, he's doing that. Bum, bum,
yeah,
bum.
and he does that, and he can't resist it, and he goes... And he does it, and goes, fuck! And it's just like... Yeah, it's one of them... Yeah, it's one of them moments where it's just like... That clip always sticks in my head. And... The problem is, I'm hoping... I don't know... Like, with Spaceballs, obviously, like, might have been Tim I was talking to about this last night. Obviously, they can't... Unless it was you, I can't remember. But they can't bring King Roland back. Because, unfortunately, Dick Van Patten died. In 2015, I believe. Obviously, Joan Rivers.
John Candy.
And John Candy.
There's probably one or two others further up and down that we don't think about. But yeah,
I'm hoping...
That's why when you wait 30-odd years between...
Well, Colonel Sanders is still alive. The guy...
But please let them do what they were supposed to. Because you remember in the first one they say, when we get back in Spaceballs 2, the search for more money.
Yeah.
They've got to call it that. They've got to use that.
Yeah.
Or the other option is, which somebody put on, I think it was on Reddit, and I was like, I'd actually call it Spaceballs 3, the search for Spaceballs 2. Because I think that would be another one right up.
Because... well, you've got to think, obviously, how are they going to play it? Because, obviously, with King Roland dying, then how are they going to play that? Is she going to be...
The thing is, you've got to think, the original was supposed to be a parody of Star Wars. Now, at the time it was made, we only had 3 Star Wars films. We've now got about 50.
Yeah, but...
So they've got plenty of stuff to
I know,
go at.
But you've got to think of humour as well. Because, you know, obviously Lone Star's a prince. They get married right at the end.
Now, all we know is that Lone Star, it might turn out to be Lone Star's kid or something. He might only be in it a little bit as like a setup thing. We don't know.
No, we don't. But apparently he's coming back, and his
like I said, the fact
his
that
real life son. Like I said to you, like I sent you, if believed to be true, is possibly going to be playing the replacement for Bart.
Now that leads me to think they would... Well, right, yeah.
That's what I believe. Unsure at this point. Because they're going to have...
We have seen no official footage. The only thing has been a quick trailer from Mel Brooks, who, as I put you at the time, because he's 98.
Yeah. Well...
I thought it looked really well.
Yeah, but it's like I said to Tim. I said, you know, as soon as he saw the announcement, you know, me and Tim said last night, is this his last... I think we've talked about it. Is it his last?
Yeah, it more than likely is. Because I said to you, and I said, I really hope he makes the premiere, which is set for 2027.
Yeah, because you've got a
so
thing.
he'll be 101.
Yeah, because you've got a thing. either Rick Moranis has been paid a fuck ton of money to come out of retirement to do this, or he's doing it as a favour to a friend.
The thing I will say about that is you've got to think, I can't imagine Ghostbusters was short on offering him money and he didn't take that.
Yeah, I know.
So I think there's more than money in play here.
Yeah, there is. There's something that's not being said somewhere. There has to be.
Yeah, like I say, he didn't come back for Ghostbusters.
No, but to bring him back for this?
I think it's a passion thing for an old friend.
Yeah, has to be. Because
I just hope that Mel Brooks makes it to the premiere of the film. He'll be 101 if he does.
But I'm hoping that they can... I'm hoping that Dark Helmet... I'm just hoping Rick Moranis hasn't lost his humour with him. With the character.
I doubt he has.
Because even some of the Dark Helmet moments were ad-libbed.
Aye.
You know, even some of the bloody yogurt lines were ad-libbed. John Candy's, some of his lines were ad-libbed. Unfortunately, it's like, you saw John Hurt at the end of the original. In the bar.
Yeah. When he did the alien chest
parody.
buster.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, that's the other thing. I mean, they've got so much fresh material depending on how they want to do the parody inside.
Well, the whole alien thing, hence why he says, "Oh no, not again," because it happened to him in the Alien movie. I don't know if you ever got that.
Yeah, I've seen the Alien films.
Yeah, I know, but I wasn't sure if you understood the reference, why he says, "Oh no, not again."
Yes, he's the same guy.
Yeah, and it's a chest buster that happened to him in Alien. Little bit of useless information for anybody there. You're talking to two people who like movies. Well, you're listening to two people who like movies.
Especially silly, in my case, especially silly comedy.
Oh, I'm sorry, but I hope Michael Winslow comes back. They have to... I mean, okay, I get it. You know, they evacuate... See, I don't know how they play it, because they evacuated Spaceballs. One at the end, didn't they? Or Mega Maid or whatever. You know, so I don't know how they're gonna play it. I mean, unless they start with the whole Planet of the Apes shit. What's that coming out of her nose? Spaceballs. Oh shit. There goes the planet.
There goes the neighborhood. There goes the planet, yeah.
So, you know, are they going to start like that?
It was just so ironic, like I said to you, because kind of behind the scenes, we were recording Planet Crafter.
We were live streaming Planet Crafter the night before the announcement.
The night before this happened. And I, completely out of the blue, happened to do a Spaceballs reference.
Yeah.
Because we were doing something, and I went with the, "We ain't found shit."
Oh, no, because we were... Was it? Tim had said, "Oh, yeah, you go to the desert."
Found any,
No, you go to the desert.
Yeah,
because I was in the desert area. Going towards the desert, wasn't that? And then, next minute, you come out with, "Come the desert." Or something like that, and it was a case of...
"Come the desert, we ain't found shit."
Yeah, and then the next
you got
day...
the blokes dragging the giant comb through the desert, which is still...
And then the next day, we get this fucking Spaceballs 2 announcement.
I was listening because I was in the car because we've been to see Shell's parents, so she was driving, I was just scrolling my phone. When I got the thing, Mel Brooks, you know, announcing Spaceball 2, I was like... I double checked it wasn't fake at least 4 times.
And then sent me the thing.
And sent it to you, because I was like...
And
my first thoughts were, no, this can't be right, you know, this must be... Somebody's AI'd this or something.
But then when you actually watch it, and towards the end, when you see that at the end, it's like...
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, this is real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is happening. It's like... But Tim's question was a good point last night, because we were talking about it, because we were, unfortunately, you won't know yet. Well, you actually know, people won't know yet because of Satisfactory, because the episode will be out. Satisfactory episode. Actually, this will be out before the Satisfactory episode. The
That's easy for you to think of.
yeah, it's hard to think of your own scheduling at times. So basically, Tim had said, well, what the fuck did he? Oh god, what did he say? The obviously. Oh Christ! It was a conversation we had at 1 o'clock fucking this morning. Why can't I? Well, yeah, 1 o'clock this morning. Why can't I remember this? Please hold caller.
He's now going to go back and watch his VOD to remember what he said.
No, my fucking my mind is. It'll come back to me anyways. It might come back to me. I've just had a total fucking brain meltdown there. Right, that's that field done. Rolled.
Right, well, I've just started planting, and unfortunately, what I'm doing is going to take a little while. So if you want to
Why are you planting?
contract or something, I'm working on a little side project over here.
I thought you were cutting fucking grass.
I've cut the grass, I've baled it, I've put the bales in storage, and now I'm
Really?
doing a little side project. Yeah.
Okay, fucking hell. Jeez. Yeah, really, what did Tim say to me? That's going to annoy the shit out of me now.
What did you say that to you?
What the fuck did he say? I know what I'd said to you. He said, "Oh yeah, well when I saw the when he saw the announcement, he thought of us too."
Well, I say it's just because I had literally made. Anyone who's watched my knows I make film references all the time.
Whether you get the reference,
and it's not just a video thing I do. It's not just a video thing. That's me in real life. As my long-suffering other half will testify.
And then he's got to be careful because if he wants to keep his nuts, he has to tone it down at times.
Nah, as a good friend of mine always said, it's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission.
I've never asked for forgiveness. I've asked for permission. I've never asked for forgiveness.
And you've not lived, my friend.
Why the fuck why did I have to ask her for fucking forgiveness? She was the bitch to me. And I'm not talking about my current significant other before you even say that.
Something else I'm recording for the wedding speech?
What? You are? What did you say? You slightly went robotica on me, so I was like, I kind of missed whatever you said.
I said that's something else I'll record for the wedding speech.
Ah, fair enough. No, to be honest to God, I have been out with some fucking sykes.
Aye.
So glad my current one's not a fucking psychopath. A little bit of a bridezilla, but... Don't all women get bridezilla at, when planning a wedding?
If you ever want real fun, just wait till she's in earshot and say to somebody, I don't know what all the fuss is about, planning weddings is easy. And then just stand back.
I'm guessing that is spoken from experience.
Oh, that used to be brilliant. That was always brilliant.
I'm guessing you said that and you...
Oh yeah, I used to use that one all the time.
And what was the look like that you got?
I can't remember. I didn't wake up for a couple of hours.
Oh, right. Okay. Okay.
I guess if anybody's phoning abuse hotline or anything.
Yeah, he does. He jokes. The fucking Deadwood contracts are fucked, aren't they still? Oh,
At least I don't know.
I don't know, because I'm looking at a Deadwood contract here and...
Does it actually say how many? Well, it says number of trees. Does it
0.
actually say number, or does it say 0?
0.
Yeah, well, that one's glitched then.
That's the only Deadwood contract, though.
Yeah, there's only ever one at a time.
There's a wood transport contract. We know how that went. But it says 19 trees.
Yeah, but you get the... in fact, you probably could do that, because as long as the pieces aren't too big, which they're not, our flatbed would do it. I didn't realise, I did that up here, because when we last forested up here, there were some trees left over I'd forgotten about. And I went to pick up a bale and accidentally picked a tree up as well.
Yeah, transport the trees to specific selling station to get paid. Be careful not to damage them, as any damage.
Yeah, well, the thing is, what
went
went wrong with us was the fact that the timer ran out. Is what went wrong with the one I did. It wasn't to do with damage; it was to do with the fact that we ran out of time halfway through it.
Yeah, okay.
When I ended up spreading trees all over the road.
I made a big whoops and left the friggin' big John Deere. Thank you. Which trailer do I need?
Your best bet might be the orange one that's up with me, which might work. I think you're picking it up from somewhere near me.
Yeah.
So if you come up and grab it, there's 3 pallets on the back. If you just offload them.
There's a bloody plant apart by the chicken coop.
Because
Almost.
it wouldn't fit in the chicken coop.
Yeah, but there wasn't even a land, there nearly wasn't even a Lando-sized gap for me to get through there. If anybody doesn't know what we're talking about, listen to the F1 podcast.
The one from us, of course. None others are worth listening to.
Yeah, the GametimeUK F1 podcast. But I don't even listen to. Don't even listen to it anymore. Oh shit! Yeah, that was another. I don't know if it's a rumor or true. That's what I meant to say to you as well.
Gone.
Has Naomi Schiff been suspended?
I don't think suspended. Did somebody not say she looked quite heavily pregnant last time she was actually on telly?
She is. No, she is pregnant.
So maybe that's.
No, but I believe it was. I don't know if the thing I'd heard was that she'd been suspended because she called Max a wild animal at Spain.
Oh, I've not heard anything of that nature.
She did.
I don't tend to follow the like driver off the track. He doesn't bother me.
No, it was like I say. It was something that was said like live on air.
Yeah.
But it's just like, why the fuck would you just get suspended for calling him a wild animal? He's known as the fucking lion anyways.
I was about to say he's been known as Mad Max for years.
Yeah. But I don't think that's the reason. I honestly believe it's something to do with the pregnancy. I just think that's why she's having to duck back a bit.
And why we're getting your beloved Danica instead.
Get the fucking bitch off. I'm sorry, we'll get the fucking Trump supporter off. You think I'm good? You're planting poplars, aren't you?
Indeed, I am.
Why are you going to be doing the forage harvester thing?
No, I was going to try the baler. I'll be honest, 2 reasons. Number 1, from what I've been reading online, it's a pretty good money spinner. And number 2, I'm testing this for my single player series.
Thanks. So you use the multiplayer as a testing ground.
And the problem with that is...
Are these actually held down?
Just if you press it left shift and I, it should just offload them.
The fuck? Why you no work?
He's also going to. I want you how many I'd need to buy. By the looks of it, I might have overbought.
Okay.
Is he not doing it?
No. I'm pressing left shift and I, trying to get the...
So, I'll pass it. See you a sec. Just about a second.
Trying to get the pallets to move. Or do they tension belts have to be on for it to unload?
I think for some reason that either the John Deere doesn't like the auto load mod.
Or... It
Well, that's one thing first. Give me a second.
Or it glitched.
Because I definitely did it with the Massey. Yeah, it's like the auto load mod stopped
Glitched.
working.
Yeah.
Hang on. Yeah, it's like the mod, something's gone.
Something's gone funny.
Here, just stuff on the side of the field. If I actually, I think I've overbought a little bit. I didn't know how many I'd need, so I just.
You can take your tractor back now.
Yeah, will do. Let's just hope it works for you loading them wood.
If not,
Hey.
I'll just load it by fucking hand. That just seems an oddity that it suddenly
Yeah, you're telling me.
stopped. I've been seeing...
Well, I say the auto load definitely worked because I used.
See, because that's weird because it is... It's showing like it wants to unload the pallets. Or it's like when you press the mouse, but the thing wasn't moving. The pallets were...
No, that's not how that one works.
Well, what's that then?
You're getting that one confused with the bales. With that one, you just press left shift and I, and it says in the F1 menu either left or right, and it just offloads them at that side. That one, no, you're thinking of the bale trailer where you move the bales with the mouse.
Yeah, no.
But it definitely works. I loaded those pallets with all.
It just... Don't know, I just got a little bit confused there. Seriously, you want to overtake this big Hulk?
Yeah, I just thought I'd give poplars a test. Like six, the thing is, from what I've read, because they make wood chips, which do sell for pretty good money if you get them at the right time. And the thing is, they regrow.
I'm picking up
So once you've sort of harvested them once, they'll regrow again. So from what I've been reading, it's pretty... Well, let's put it this way. I've been watching other YouTubers start doing one of those that start from zero. They're basically a competitive multiplayer. And they consider poplars that good a money spinner, they've banned them.
What? A certain chainsaw and...
Yeah.
Them two?
They've actually banned poplars.
Oh.
So if they're considered that good a money spinner that they're banning it from that series, I thought it's worth us having a look at. Yeah.
Yeah. Right, where are
Plus
they?
it's something I've never really done a lot with, so I'm interested to... You get that weird like baler that you pull along behind the tractor, don't you?
I don't know.
It's like the bio baler they call it. I don't even know what category it comes under.
Okay.
What's up?
Looks like I'm loading by hand.
Was the auto load totally bogged?
Yep.
Wonder what's going on there then? 'Cause like I say, he loaded those pallets by hand, alright? By auto load, I mean. I like how the game's telling me that these poplars need rolling once they're planted. Looking at what it's planted, if I roll them, I'd kill the little fuckers.
Yeah, I know. Alright, so if I put a scrap around that tension belt. Sorry guys, this is going to take a little bit.
I'm curious as to why it's given up.
Yeah, so am I. And I'm hoping it's just this fucking trailer, because I'm hoping it's not the other pallet trailer.
Hmm.
I mean, if we need to, we possible of a server restart, maybe.
Possibly, yeah. Like I say, I used that trailer. I loaded
I know
those
you did.
upper pallets, so it did work then.
Oh, I'm not saying you didn't. You know what I mean? I believe you. It's look,
Weird.
if car, this seriously car. Just if you want to go around, go around. I'm parked by the side of the road.
You're having fun with the locals.
Yeah, well, I'm literally where the area of pickup is. It's
Side of the road, yeah. I think that's where I did the pickup from, the one you were referring to before, when the contract ran out before I'd finished. I ended up launching them all over the road.
hmm.
I'm pretty sure that started from exactly where you are.
But you know, unfortunately, you know, I'm road safe. I've got my hazards on.
As long as you got a high vis on, you'll be alright.
Unfortunately, no.
Nothing bad can ever happen to somebody wearing a high vis. It's the law.
Unfortunately, I haven't got your chainsaw gear.
I think there is actually just like, if you go into like the wardrobe, there's just like a high vis available just as a regular.
Oh, there is. But you just
Right. So I bought 4 pallets. I think I'm going to just use 1.
Christ, you've overspent.
Yeah, they only cost us 1,100 quid for all 4 pallets, so it's hardly a massive overspend.
Oh, I'm not saying it's... Overspend was the wrong word. I meant to say you overestimated.
Yeah, a little bit, but it doesn't matter. If it works as we thought, I might find some more room where we can plant a few, so...
Had I spoken to you about the Jeff Dunham show?
No, I haven't spoke to you since. You sent us obviously a quick summary at when you'd been and that, but no, you haven't spoken to us. I haven't actually spoken to you. So
oh,
show
no, it was Tim. It was Tim. I spoke to about it last night. It was good. Yeah. Hence why I sound a little bit different. I actually do have a little bit of a sore throat.
It's got to be a good sign.
He introduced obviously a new character called Clive.
Right.
He'd specially done it. He was a British critic.
Right.
Fucking funny. Honest to God, you expect comedians not to... Put it this way, he took the piss out of like Trump and all this lot. He was seriously, and the crowd absolutely loved it. Honest to God, I mean, considering he'd done London the night before, he said that he actually said Manchester crowd was better than London. I'm thinking, yeah, because It's just Northerners. And typical in Ahmed style, made a slight joke which didn't go well with the crowd. But he wasn't booed. You know, it's like a moment where you go, ooh.
Up there with a ghost one at the Echo at the AO Arena. Eh?
What?
Yeah, like Ghost. I don't know if you know of them. Big rock band.
Yeah, Swedish rock band.
Yeah.
They did Dance Macabre and Stay and stuff.
Yeah. Right, so AO Arena, Alicia goes up early on the gig and goes, "Hey, Manchester, do you like things that go boom?"
Oh,
Obviously referring to pyrotechnics, but the Manchester Arena, as you well know,
was the bomb.
Yeah, there was just a silence.
Oh no, yeah, no, this wasn't a silence thing. It was more like a ooh sort of thing, because it was Ahmed.
Yeah.
And he'd mentioned Air India, didn't he? In true Ahmed style. And he was like, oh and even Ahmed, it was like, oh shit, too soon. And then it got a laugh, sort of thing. But it wasn't us laughing at the thing, it was the whole Ahmed reaction.
Yeah.
But honest to God, there was one point during his act, because he'd only written the jokes for the critic that day, that he was unsure how the fuck they were gonna go. And honest to God, the way he made the guy sound was a posh southerner.
Yeah, I was always going to go well in a northern crowd.
Yeah, it went well. Didn't go well in London. And there was one point, the way he said hummus, I don't know what it was about the word hummus. It had Jeff Dunham laughing himself, and it just made it even more funnier. And honest to God, I know he only comes here every 2 years. I would go and see him again.
Fair enough.
I mean, you should have, obviously, when people have their favourite characters, yeah? You should have heard the crowd when Ahmed and Peanut came on the stage. It went... The crowd went fucking mental. Because they're two of his favourites. They're two of people's favourites. I mean, people like Bubba J and stuff like that, but... Where the fuck am I dropping these off?
Carpentry, you said, didn't you?
Yeah, no, where the... Oh.
It's right in the middle of the sea, isn't it?
Yeah. That's like the way he made the critic was like... was just like... funny. It was hilarious. Because...
Well, I do you.
Well, it's not that, it was just the fact that I'm thinking I would be really unsure how Alan would have taken it, you know what I mean? But Like I say, if Alan was that bothered, he should have got the fucking ticket to the London gig. It's closer to him.
Yeah.
I think it was the whole fact. And did I book Chef Dunham before we went to see Gunther? Or
I think you did, yeah. I think you talked about it a while, so you probably did.
David, how do I fix this little problem?
Well, no problem you're having.
I can't turn my camera at full 360 degrees. My mouse is going off my screen.
Oh, I don't trust with you. I just end up spinning the camera the other way.
Yeah, but if I try and spin it to the right, it's on my prompter. If I try and spin it to the left, it's in my OBS window.
Short of shutting the game and restarting, I think every time I've had that, I've just sort of lived with it.
Okay.
So I'm sorry, I can't much help to you.
I mean, if I want to turn the camera, I'll use the arrow keys.
I always forget that's an option.
Yeah,
I genuinely forget that's an option.
If I want to use the camera, I'll just use the arrow keys. That's fine. You can use the arrow keys to do your camera.
Oh, try pressing... No, because we haven't got cosplay installed. I was going to say try right-clicking on your mouse. Sometimes that makes it disappear, but... I haven't got cosplay, so that's not one that's at fault.
No, I know what I've done. It's because I've accidentally... I've slightly tabbed away from the screen at one point.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't have done. So, it's fine. That's fine. I'll just use the mouse. But it can be quite difficult. It can be quite difficult, especially when you need the mouse to pick up pallets and shit.
Oh yeah, I know. I've fought with it many a times.
That's better. But it's still not...
I also thought it might be, if you're going with a camera, sometimes when you're carrying stuff like you're doing logs, if they're not in just the place they like, sometimes the camera seems to like clip with them.
No, right, there we go. Come back to me now. You still doing it? No, you're still doing it. Fuck it. Okay.
I've never managed to secure it during a session. It's been a case where it's secured next time I've played the game.
Well, the problem is if we balked auto load, we might just...
Yeah, I might have to do a pause and reload at some point.
Yes.
Anyway, I had a real brainstorm because when I did, cause obviously I set the working width with the steering assist for the poplars, and it was leaving gaps in the middle, so I've offset it by half the working width. I'm now going around again, filling in the gaps in between.
Oh god. He's making the
poplar magic... very solid...
Poplar magic forest.
Yeah, well, poplars shouldn't do frame rate like...
No, they don't.
That did. But like I say, it's just a bit of a test really, because if it is as good as people say it is...
Yeah.
Then it could be somewhat handy to have, because this field up here has not been getting a lot of use.
And there's when I actually get when I get 30 quid, there's two limited edition t-shirts that are on for Manchester.
Oh yeah.
The ones from Manchester, he basically said they are two limited editions from there, and they're only like 16 quid.
You know what, for tour stuff these days, that's cheap.
Considering when you looked at what they were selling the merch for actually there, it was a case of, yeah, because he had all like, there was like the mini ventriloquist doll, the ventriloquist dolls and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The puppets, so I would say. You know, and it was quite funny because we were in the queue and then the sort of security ushery crowd control people or whatever the hell they are were...
You should know you used to be one of them.
Yeah, I know. Technically crowd control, but, you know.
Yeah.
And some people were quite confused because there was one of the female one was basically saying, oh, does anybody want to ask a question for Peanut? And people were puzzled look, and I wrote a question in. And because he read them out, like people's questions.
Yeah.
Like they selected so many questions and read them out.
Same as Gunther did at the end of, or Gunther's assistant did at the end of that one when we were there.
Yeah. But, and it was like, there was one question that got read out was, you know, dear Peanut, can you tell my fiance to hurry up and set a date, sort of thing, for the wedding and stuff like that? And
it wasn't you, was it?
No. No. It's from this other woman and this fella, and it was just like, oh, the crowd just, well, laughed their asses off. And that was the whole point of it, I think. They were just, yeah, it got the reaction that I think that, you know.
Yeah.
And the... Okay, how do I...
If you want car to drop it off, I would think if you just unstrap and drive over the sell point, that should be enough.